hope you are doing fine, and also you have followed the present tense and past tense which you have done in the last two sessions. Okay children, so today we are going to see the future tense. As we have already studied earlier, there are four types of future tenses here. The first one is the future simple, second one is the future continuous or progressive, future perfect, and future perfect progressive. So these are the four tenses under future tense. So we'll go ahead with the future tense first, right? Future tense. So coming to the future tense, right? Future tense is basically used to tell the events which are going to happen in the next minute, or maybe after now, right? What are the even after 5 minutes, or even after 2 minutes? So whatever the things which are going to happen, or you're going to express and don't know, like all those things, like you will tell in the future tense. So future tense is all about, so basically we say today, yesterday, today, and tomorrow. So it's not about tomorrow. So but basically they are like any event or anything which you want to express, which happens, which you talk, which will happen after 5 minutes or 1 minute, so whatever it is. So not now, so a little time later, whatever the things are going to happen, you will express them in the future tense. Okay children, so now already we have seen that there is future tense, there are four tenses here: future simple, future continuous, future perfect, and the future perfect progressive. We'll see now what is future simple. So future simple is the tense which expresses a very simple actions which takes place in the future. Okay, so here future simple expresses future actions or future events. So whether they are the future actions or the future events, they are basically expressed in the future simple. For example, I may say, I will go to college tomorrow. So here, what is the word I am using here? I go to college every day. So that will become a present simple. But whereas here, when I use the will here, this will is exactly converting this sentence into some future, that is the thing which will happen in the near future, maybe today, after I speak this sentence, or maybe after 5 minutes, or maybe after 1 hour, or maybe the next day. So whatever the situation is, so that is nothing but the future. So will or shall. So these are the two words are basically used in the future simple to denote or to denote the sentences which expresses the future actions or the future events. Now in the same way, we'll see one more example also. Okay, so you can say that the ceremony will begin at 11 a.m. So here the ceremony, when it is going to begin, it will begin at 11, right? So again we are using the word called as will. So will is the word which is telling about the future. So will or shall basically tells about the future. Okay, you can also say that I will call you later. Here also you can see that the word will is used here, which also tells that you will be calling someone later. So that means you are not going to do this action right now. So you are going to take some time before doing this action. So it might take maybe 1 hour or 2 hours, or maybe a day, or maybe 2 or 3 days also. So that is the reason why we are using the word called as will, to show that you are talking about the future. Okay children, so this is about the future simple. So now what we'll do is we'll write some examples of the future simple. Okay, that is the way we use the helping verbs and also the subjects. Okay children, so now here I'm taking the subjects like he, she, Ravi, I, we, they. We'll continue with the same example. Okay, he will eat food, she will eat food, Ravi will eat food, I will eat food, we will eat food. So this is how you can write the examples. The The formula is like, subject plus will or shall plus V1 plus object. So here this verb we have taken is the V1, and will or shall can be used as the helping verbs here. So will here denotes the future. So whenever you write will, it will usually denote the future tense. So these are the examples of the future tense. So now we'll go to the second one, that is the future continuous. So children, so now we will go to the next tense, that is the future continuous tense. So in the future continuous tense, it is actually used to express. It is actually used to express the actions, okay, that will be continuing at some point of time in the future. So some actions which will be continuing in some time in future. That means you are talking about an event which will continue maybe in the future at particular point of time. For example, if your father has said that tomorrow I will take you to a movie. So now it's 2 o'clock. Okay, 2 o'clock, 2 p.m. is the movie. So you will be getting ready right now. For now, today, what you're talking here is, so you're talking about tomorrow. You're talking to your friends that, okay, I will be watching the movie tomorrow at 2 o'clock. Okay, so here what's happening here is, so you are talking about some event or some action which will continue at some particular time in the future. So now here this is completely future because we are using will here, it's a future. So today somebody asks you what you're going to do tomorrow. So you'll say that at this particular time I will be watching the movie tomorrow. So I will be watching. So what he will be doing tomorrow at 2 o'clock, 2 p.m. So he will be watching the movie. So here will be watching. Okay, this is the word which you have to take in the future continuous. So will be or shall be can be used here to express the actions which will continue in some time in the near future. So that is how we can use the future continuous tense or the future progressive tense here. Okay, so we'll write one more example. So just to make it easy for you. The girls will be singing then. So somebody asked when the girls will be singing. So he's asking, or somebody is answering that the girls will be singing when boys complete their singing. So that is an action which is going to be happen in the near future, that will continue in the near future. So that is how we can use the future continuous tense. Okay children, so now we will go to the subjects. So again we'll take the subjects here: he, she, Ravi, I, we, they. So here formula will be like subject plus will or shall plus be plus V4 plus object. So here we are going to use the V4 because it is continuous, it is progressive. So he will be eating some biryani tomorrow. Okay, so he will be eating food tomorrow. Okay, he'll be eating some biryani tomorrow, you can say. Like she, again she will be eating biryani tomorrow. Ravi will be eating biryani tomorrow. I will be eating food tomorrow. We will be eating, we will have dinner, we will be eating dinner tomorrow. So they will be eating food tomorrow. So like this, you can use these all different sentences using will be eating. Will be eating. Like this, you can take as many examples as you want. I'll be playing cricket tomorrow. We'll be playing football tomorrow. We'll be watching a movie tomorrow. we'll be going to a picnic tomorrow. So like this, you can use plenty of things, like no, or even you can say plenty of events which will happen in the near future, and that will be in progressive situation. So these are the examples of the future continuous tense. Okay, children. So now we'll come to the future perfect. So children, the next one will be the future perfect tense. So future perfect tense, that will denote an action that will be completed in the future before another future action takes place. So in the future, one action will be completed before some other future action will take place. So we are only talking about the two actions which are going to be taking place in the future. So one action here will be completed here. Okay, will be completed here, and by the time another action takes place. So here one action will be completed. We are talking about the future again. Let me remind you, one action will be completed before another action takes place here. So let me give you an example to make it clear. Okay, I shall have written exam. I shall have written exam by then. Okay, so here I shall have written exam by then. Okay, or I shall have written exam before he comes. So here you can see two actions here. One is somebody is going to come tomorrow. Maybe his friend is going to come at 5 o'clock. Okay, we'll think that his friend is coming, this boy's friend is coming at 5 o'clock. By the time, what he will do is, we are talking about tomorrow, he shall have written the exam. So that means his exam will be finished. His exam will be finished. Again, this is a past tense here. That is in the future. We are talking about action which is completed. So, okay, this is the one which is action which is already completed. So here, when it will be completed, before another action commences, another action starts here. So before he comes, that means again you're talking about something which is happening in the future here. So before he comes, what is going to happen here? This person shall have written the examination. So his examination will be over. Okay. Now we'll take one more example. So we have seen the example now, like in the future continuous regarding the movie and all. So you can also write like this. I shall. Now it is 5 o'clock. It is 5 o'clock. By the time we started the movie at 2 o'clock, and by the 5 o'clock, the movie finished. Okay. So now you can write this sentence in such a way. I shall have watched the movie before my tuition teacher comes. So before his tuition teacher comes, what will be finished here? He shall have watched the movie. He is talking about tomorrow. Okay. So he shall have watched the movie, or I shall have watched the movie before my tuition teacher comes. So this is an example for the future perfect here. So we will try to see the formula. Okay. So you can see here, subject plus have plus V3 plus, okay, shall or will plus have plus V3 plus object. So you can see here, I shall have eaten food. Okay, so we'll try to use the different subjects here, and then we'll try to learn with all the other subjects here. Okay, so I'm writing here with he, she, Ravi, I, we, they. He shall have eaten food by the time his father comes. Okay, same. She shall have eaten food. Ravi shall have eaten food. I shall have eaten food. We shall have eaten food. They shall have eaten food. So like this, what you can do is you can write the tenses of the future, right? The future perfect tenses, right? Future perfect tense can be written like this. So there are two actions again here. One action will happen already, and then before the other action starts. Okay, children. So these are the three tenses which we have seen now, and the last one is the future perfect continuous. So in this future perfect continuous tense, like it can be said as any kind of action, whether it is finished or unfinished, will have been progress for some particular time. So there is an action which will be in progress for some particular time, whether the action is finished or not finished, we are not concerned with that. Okay, for example, you can say here, he shall have been watching the movie. He shall have been watching the movie for 3 hours. Okay, so you can see here, he shall have been watching the movie for 3 hours. That is, we are talking about tomorrow here, right? So here some action is taking place here. Some action is taking place, whether we don't know whether it is finished or unfinished. Okay, but that particular thing will be continuous for some particular time. So it will be in progressive, it will be in continuation for some particular time. I have written here 3 hours. So he shall have been watching movie for 3 hours by tomorrow. So by tomorrow, he is telling that by tomorrow at this particular time he shall have been watching the movie for 3 hours. Okay, so that is how this sentence goes on. That is the future perfect continuous. So now what we will do is we will try to write the examples for the future perfect continuous with all the subjects. So here, he shall have been eating food for 2 hours or maybe for 1 hour. So same here, she shall have been eating food. Ravi shall have been eating food. I shall have been eating food. We shall have been eating food. And they shall have been eating food. So this will be the same for all the other subjects also. So here there is no change in the helping verbs or no change in the shall or the other words, and also everything is absolutely same here. So that is how we come to the end of the future perfect progressive. So by this, children, we have come to the end of the 12 tenses, that is the present tense 4 tenses, past tense 4 tenses, and future tense 4 tenses. Okay, children, so hope you have understood this, and tomorrow we'll see the combination of all these tenses, and then also we'll start the active voice and the passive voice. Okay, children, so until then,